Hi, my name's Chris Bailey. My company is Carpet Care, and today I'm going to show you how to effectively maintain the look of your carpets through stain removal. I've got some products here that I'm going to show you. I can use my machinery, but you guys there don't have machinery, so I'm trying to use all the sort of items that you've got at home. And basically what we've got are a pile of reading material, a couple of spot removers, a roll of kitchen towel, a small pile of terry towel cloths, some gloves and a couple of brushes. Now the stain that we've got to remove today is cat vomit. Clearly shows here that there are dyes present in cat food. This one's slightly red. This happened at about 5:30 this morning and it's now 10 past 11, so this is going on for 6 hours old. What we're going to do now is just set the camera up so that you can see the process of stain removal. So we've got two products that we're going to use. The first one is a professional spot remover that we use on a day-to-day basis in our business. This deals with most spots and spills. It doesn't do everything, but it does most. We actually give this away to every client that we do work for. When it runs out, we sell it for £9.99 a bottle. The other one is an antimicrobial cleaner, so it deals with any bacteria, finds it out, kills it off and neutralises the odour, stop any nastiness from occurring. And we're going to use both on this stain. A bit of history behind the carpet. This is a carpet I cleaned about 18 months ago for my client. I did apply a protector. We'll see whether or not that protector is in fact still working. Complete removal of the stain will prove that it is. So, talk about brushes. This is an 80-20 wool mix carpet. Two types of brushes that I've got. One is a pretty stiff brush, a nylon brush, which we don't really want to be using on this carpet because we'll damage the pile, so we'll put that to one side. And the other one is a natural brush. This is called a Tampico brush. This is a professional spotting brush, but you can get any natural horsehair or something like that type of brush, and basically what we want to be doing is just agitating the pile rather than scrubbing. So the first thing that I'm going to do is to apply the spot remover. Now, depending on how bad the stain is, depends on how much you have to apply. This has been rubbed into the carpet, so I'm going to be fairly generous with what I'm putting down. And then I'm going to agitate that, not scrub, agitate. So first impressions, oh wow, it's gone. But when you look closely at it, you can actually still see that there are bits of the stain left. And the staining is actually still in the carpet, it's just suspended in the cleaning solution. So we apply a little bit more cleaner. And we agitate more. Now you noticed I'm going east-west, north-south. That's to make sure that we agitate every side of the fibres. looks pretty good. Now the next thing I'm going to do is just put on a pair of gloves, because this is cat vomit. Going to get my terry towels, and then I'm just going to blot the stain out in a methodical manner. We're not scrubbing, we're not rubbing, we're blotting. And what this does, it absorbs the stain from the fibre onto the cloth, because the cloth is the drier of the two. So that's one pass. And you can see there how much of that stain we've got out. Do it again. Again, still more coming out. Put that to one side, get another cloth. And you just keep going until the amount of stain that transfers reduces, because that gives you an indication then that you're getting most of the stain out. Like so. You can see there, that was the first one, which is quite heavy. That one's not too bad, that one's even lighter. Okay, so at this stage now I would apply more cleaning agent. We're not over wetting this, we're just going to put a light mist down. If we overwet it too much, then it'll take us longer to blot it out. And then I'm going to agitate it into the pile again. And blot again. As you can see, when I'm blotting, I'm overlapping the areas that I've just gone over, just to make sure I don't miss any areas. Clean piece of cloth. Now I know that the temptation when doing this will be to give it a good old scrub. We don't recommend that, because you could damage the pile. Once you damage the pile of a carpet, it's there for forever. And every time you walk across that piece of carpet, you'll see, oh, that's where the cat was sick. So we're getting there now. Most of this stain is now being removed. Now in this process you will never get in doing this you'll never get every last little bit of the stain out, but we can deal with that once we've got it to an acceptable level. So what I'm going to do now is to use the other spotter. In all fairness, I could have used this to remove the whole stain, but I'm going to use this because of the antimicrobial properties, so it'll kill any nasty germs, neutralise any odours, etc. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to spray it down. I'm going to leave it to dwell for about 30 seconds and then I'm going to blot it out again. I'll make sure I've got full coverage, and I'm going to work it, agitate it in, work it in with a brush, lift the pile up. Again, we're going north, south, east, west to make sure we get every part of the fibre. What this is doing now is just working it into the pile, making sure it covers every little bit of the carpet. You see, I'm agitating, I'm not scrubbing. Okay, now I'm going to leave that for 30 seconds for it to dwell. Right, we're back. Clean piece of cloth and we blot out. Now as I'm going to do this, I'm going to give you a few tips on stain removal. The best thing that you can do is to deal with it straight away and keep going until the stain's gone. Make sure you've got all the products that you need. Your spotters that you're using, whether it be Vanish, 1001 or even the spotter that we've got here. Always try it in an inconspicuous area. So what's an inconspicuous area? Well, this is on a landing. As you can see there, that's doing pretty good. Get a clean cloth. This is on a landing, so there's no really inconspicuous areas on a landing. However, most landings have got an airing cupboard. So if you check to see whether or not there's carpet in the airing cupboard, if there is, just squirt a little bit on the carpet in the airing cupboard or underneath where the door sits, where it's not visible on a normal day-to-day basis, and then just leave that product in there for 10 minutes or so, and again just blot it out with a cloth. And what you're looking for is to see whether there's any change of colour on the fibre or change of texture, just to be safe before you then go start spraying it on your carpet. So deal with the stain immediately or as soon as possible. Always test your products in an inconspicuous area. Keep going until you've got the stain out. That's an important one. Most people go, oh, it's not coming out, I'll get somebody in to do that. Because what happens with that, there's all product on that now, whether it be Vanish or 1001, and it dries, and you know, there are certain occasions where that will make it a permanent stain, and if it's a permanent stain, there's not a great deal that you can do about it. So that's my first tip. Second tip is be patient. Patience is a virtue, rather than just giving it a quick wipe over. Spend a bit of time, make sure you've got the right products in the cupboard under the sink so that you can deal with it effectively. Rather than just having a spotter bottle, make sure you've got the right brush, make sure you've got a small pile of cloth, make sure you've got plenty of kitchen roll, that sort of thing. What I've also got, whilst that was dwelling for 30 seconds, I just popped downstairs and I just picked up another trigger spray, which has just got plain fresh tap water in it. So what I'm going to do now is just going to spray it on, just so that we can do a rinsing effect, just to try and remove as much of the cleaning products as we can. As you can see, we're not getting a great deal out there now. So what do we do now? Leave it to dry? Well, the problem with leaving it just to dry naturally like that is that if there is any of the stain left in there, which is at the bit at the bottom of the carpet, as it dries that will wick up to the surface and it would look like the stain comes back. So what we do, good old kitchen towel, and we use plenty of this, we don't just use one sheet. And what's more important, a roll of kitchen towel or your carpets. Plenty of kitchen towel, like so. And we place it over where the stain was. Let's get that right. And now it's reading material time. What we're looking for here is we want a heavy weight to apply to it. What we don't want is for the books to be over the stain like that, because if there's any dyes on the book it may leak into the carpet. And these are of course my clients' reading material, not mine. We don't carry these around in the van with us. Check to make sure we get everything covered. Yeah. That's dry. And then you leave that then for 4 or 5 hours. Come back to it every now and again. Take the books off. Check to see whether it's completely soaking that piece of kitchen roll. If it is, replace the kitchen roll. And what you're looking to happen, that's been on there for 30 seconds or so. What you're looking to happen is for it to absorb all the moisture out of the carpet and any remnants of the stain. Okay? I'm going to quickly show you what's left of the stain. Hopefully nothing. There we go. So pop you back up on there. Pop kitchen towel back. much weight on that as we possibly can. So we'll leave that then to absorb the rest of the moisture out. And when we come back to that, when that's taken away, that should be all nice and clean and dry. So I hope this video has been informative for you. If you struggle with any aspects of this video, if you've just got a question that you want to ask about stain removal or a problem that you've got at the moment, then feel free to give me a call. It's like I say, my name's Chris Bailey. My company is Carpet Care. My telephone number is 0800 970 2711. That number again is 0800 970 2711. Thanks for watching. Bye.